Good evening. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Sean Russell. The News at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories, and we'll be filling in on them over the next half hour. But first, the headlines that we're tracking right now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi raises the political stakes in Bihar, announces a 1.25 lakh crore development package for the election-bound state. For the 10th day in a row, Pakistani troops continue unprovoked firing along the line of control. 2 people killed in a terror attack in Sopore in Jammu and Kashmir. First Lady and President Pranab Mukherjee's wife, Surva Mukherjee, passes away at the age of 71. Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's United National Party bags 88 seats, edges past former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's United People's Freedom Alliance in the Sri Lanka polls. And the Bangkok rush hour bomber has been identified. CCTV footage shows a man leaving a backpack at the blast site on Monday. A top story this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Bihar today, inaugurating some road projects and addressing a rally. Reiterating the development slogan for the state, Modi urged the people to vote for the BJP-led NDA alliance, saying that the current government has become arrogant. Modi's oft-praised oratory skills were also on full display today.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was at his rhetorical best at this function in Ara as he played to the gallery in this poll-bound state. In Ara, the Prime Minister inaugurated a number of road projects, playing the development card, his attempt to silence arch-rival and current Chief Minister of the state, Nitish Kumar. And he has managed to do just that. With the announcement, Modi has taken away Nitish Kumar's biggest weapon.
हमारे हर गांव में 5-10 तो ऐसे नौजवान होते हैं कि जो कुछ कर दिखाने का मांझा रखते हैं, करने की ताकत रखते हैं, लेकिन उनको अवसर नहीं मिलता। मैं पिछले दिनों बिहार आया था और मैंने कहा था कि बिहार की गिनती बीमारू राज्य में होती है, उसको हमें बाहर निकालना है। तो यहां के हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी बहुत नाराज हो गए। उनको बहुत गुस्सा आया और अगर बिहार बीमारू से बाहर आ गया है तो सबसे ज्यादा खुशी मुझे होगी, पूरे हिंदुस्तान को।
From Ara, the PM moved to Saharsa, where he addressed another huge rally. Exhorting people to vote for the BJP-led NDA alliance, Modi hit out at the ruling dispensation in the state, saying it had become arrogant.
अब बिहार की राजनीति बदलाव की ओर चल पड़ी है दोस्तों। अब यह सरकार रहने वाली नहीं है। यहां की जनता न इनको स्वीकार करने वाली है, न इनको साथ देने वाली है। जनता के बीच जाने के लिए भी एक हिम्मत लगती है, हौसला लगता है, जनता के प्रति विश्वास लगता है, आस्था लगती है। लेकिन जब जनता से नाता टूट जाता है, अहंकार 7वें आसमान पर होता है, तब जनता के बीच जाने के बजाय एयर कंडीशन कमरे में 5-25 पत्रकारों को बुलाकर जहर उगलने के सिवाय कोई काम नहीं बचा रहता है। भाइयों बहनों, हम तो जनता के हैं, जनता के बीच जाते हैं, जनता के बीच आकर के अपना हिसाब देते हैं।
The Prime Minister also hit out at the state government for failing to spend the money given by the Centre for Development. He also once again promised to change the face of Bihar, whether on the issue of women's safety or laying of roads. The battle lines have been drawn. Development is on the agenda for now. We will have to wait and watch what happens when Bihar goes to polls at the end of this year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's go across to our correspondent Shyam Sundar to help us understand, Shyam, as far as the Prime Minister's strategy is concerned. I mean, it does address one of the biggest grouses that Nitish Kumar had been espousing against the central government, previously the UPA regime and even this NDA regime, that Bihar's special package. Now the Prime Minister has announced that. How big a blow is that to Nitish Kumar?
Well, undoubtedly, it is a very big announcement from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and of course, Nitish Kumar was asking for special status for Bihar for very long, and Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav were accusing central government for not giving special status for the state. But after this announcement, we have to see how Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav plan to counter this announcement. We have seen Nitish Kumar speaking to the media in Patna, and he has said that in 2014 also Prime Minister Narendra Modi made big announcements like on black money. He promised that every citizen of this country will get 15 lakh rupees, but Prime Minister never fulfilled that promise. So he has tried to counter that, and he also said that it is not a charity for the Bihar if Prime Minister has announced. It was the right of the state, and Bihar should get that right.
All right, we'll leave it over there. Shyam, thank you very much for coming in and sharing perspective on this political tussle that is on for the crown in Bihar, and just hours after wooing the Indian diaspora in Bihar. In fact, just hours after viewing the Indian diaspora in Dubai, the Prime Minister turned his attention to wooing the people of Bihar, and in doing so, he unleashed his biggest weapon, a 1.25 lakh crore special financial package for the bowl-bound state. He named it a development package meant to assist in the state's progress. The opposition, however, termed it a political bribe.
A whopping 1.25 lakh crore development package for poll-bound Bihar. A major poll swap announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a state government event in Ara on Tuesday. The Prime Minister claims the special package was in line with his government's strategy to carry forward its development agenda in Bihar. The package is in addition to the ongoing development projects worth 40,657 crore rupees announced previously.
विकास के लिए बिहार को एक नई ताकत मिले, बिहार विकास की नई ऊंचाइयों को पार करे, पूर्वी हिंदुस्तान को आगे बढ़ाने में बिहार एक अहम भूमिका निभाए, इसलिए पुरानों में से 40,000 करोड़ और नए में से 1.25 लाख करोड़, 1,65,000 करोड़ रुपया आज आपके चरणों में घोषित करते हुए मुझे आनंद होता है.
The special financial package, however, did not please State Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. He said the assistance was the state's right and cannot be seen as a favor.
आप अगर ये मानते हैं कि बीमारू होने पर ही विशेष राज्य का दर्जा दिया जाएगा तो बताइए, अब तक जितने राज्यों को विशेष राज्य का दर्जा हुआ वो क्या बीमारू राज्य के श्रेणी में आए थे? बताएं हमें.
While RJD Chief Lalu Prasad called it a political jumla to please the people of Bihar. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi also questioned the Prime Minister's intent.
आज आर्मी के लोग भूख हड़ताल पे बैठे हुए हैं, कह रहे भैया हमें झूठ बोल दिया, 8,000 करोड़ रुपए की बात है, हमें नहीं मिला. एक तरफ कहते हैं आर्मी वालों से कहते हैं भैया पैसा नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ बिहार में लाख करोड़ रुपए दे रहे हैं.
Under the special package, the biggest chunk has been approved for highway and road building projects. 54,713 crore rupees have been allotted for highways, which includes 2,775 kilometers of highways and construction of bridges across the Kosi, Son and Ganga rivers. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, unprovoked firing by Pakistani troops continues despite India's repeated protests through diplomatic channels. There have been 4 ceasefire violations since last night alone along the international border and the LOC in Jammu and Poonch districts. A villager sustained a bullet injury in his foot in Arnia sector. This is the 10th consecutive day of ceasefire violations by Pakistan.
सीमा का उल्लंघन और सीमा में जो हमारा समझौता है वहाँ शांति रहना चाहिए ऐसा हमारा प्रयास है, उसका उल्लंघन समय समय में देखने को मिला है। वहाँ से उल्लंघन करते हुए उसका बहुत ही जोरदार से और जितना ज़रूरत है उतना उसका जवाब दिया जाता है।
Meanwhile, 2 people were killed, including a policeman, in a militant attack in Sopore. The militants came on a motorbike and opened fire at the guard post at a shrine. Now, as Pakistani terrorist Mohammad Naveed Yaqub was subjected to a polygraph or lie detector test at a facility in South Delhi today, the NIA released the sketches of 2 terror suspects who allegedly entered India along with him. The NIA has named the terrorists as Abu Okasha, a resident of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Pakistan, and Zargam or Mohammad Bhai from the same area. Sources say they are among the 3 terrorists who infiltrated into Jammu and Kashmir along with Naveed, but were assigned different targets. Naveed was captured during the Udhampur attack. He had given his consent for the lie detector test. Naveed had confessed that he hailed from Faisalabad in Pakistan. However, several other contradictory statements by Naveed led the NIA to conduct the test. Now, under pressure to implement the one rank, one pension scheme for ex-servicemen, the Prime Minister's office has stepped in to resolve the issue. In fact, it has been decided that Principal Secretary Nipendra Mishra will negotiate with the army veterans. The step comes after 1 more ex-serviceman joined the fast unto death protest demanding implementation of the scheme. The centre has reiterated its commitment but has refrained from giving a time frame on its implementation. Once done, one rank, one pension is expected to benefit more than 3 million retired servicemen, giving them equal pension based on their ranks during retirement.
सरकार बोले कि हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है, देश कंगाल है, हम मांग छोड़ देंगे, इसको छोड़ देंगे, या सरकार ये बोले सैनिकों के लिए पैसा नहीं तो भी हम छोड़ देंगे। इसके अलावा तो हमारा ये सम्मान है, इससे पीछे हम हटेंगे नहीं। हमारे को कुछ भी कुर्बानी देने पड़ेगी, हम देने के लिए बैठ ही गई है, हम उससे पीछे हटने वाले नहीं, हम बैठे ही अपना कुर्बानी देने के लिए।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार इलेक्शन से पहले 2014 के चुनाव इस बात के लिए दृढ़ प्रतिज्ञ है कि वन रैंक वन पेंशन अपने सैनिकों को मिलनी ही चाहिए, और इसके लिए बहुत ही गंभीर जो है इस पर जो चर्चा हो रही है कैसे जल्दी से जल्दी इसको किया जा सके, किसी भी पक्ष के प्रति कोई अन्याय न हो।
And rather sad news, President Pranab Mukherjee's wife, Suvra Mukherjee, the First Lady, passed away today morning. The First Lady had been unwell for quite some time. She was undergoing treatment for some respiratory problem at the Army Research and Referral Hospital in the national capital. The news of her demise was made public in a statement released by the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Married to the President since 1957, the First Lady was an accomplished Rabindra Sangeet singer. She was also a highly talented painter who had many group and solo exhibitions to her credit. She also authored 2 books, Choke Raloy and Chena Achenai Chin. Vice President Mohammad Ahmed Ansari, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and leaders of various political parties extended condolences to the President and his family. Many leaders also took to Twitter to express their grief. Let's now get you some more news and updates from around the country and nationwide. At least 10 people were killed and many appear trapped under debris after a major landslide sent giant boulders hurtling into the Gurdwara Manikaran Sahib in Kullu in Himachal Pradesh. 7 bodies have been recovered so far and relief and rescue operations are underway. The Supreme Court has reportedly received an anonymous email threatening that it will be blown up. Anti-sabotage checks have been increased in the court since the mail was received last weekend. All law interns and law students have been barred from entering the court for a month and security checks have been tightened. Former Coal Secretary H.C. Gupta and retired public servant L.S. Janoti were granted bail by a special court in a coal scam case. The case pertains to alleged irregularities in the allocation of Bandir coal block in Maharashtra. The judge also allowed the plea of former Minister of State for Coal, Santosh Bagrodia, for exemption from personal appearance on health grounds. The CAG has in its report said that the three private power distribution companies in the national capital inflated their dues by almost 8,000 crore rupees and recovered them from consumers. The report gives more weight to the Delhi government's argument to reduce tariffs. Time for a very quick break right now. Coming up on the other side, rescue teams still find no survivors on the crash site of the Indonesian plane with 54 on board. More on that on the other side.
Landmark election results in Sri Lanka. Outright defeat for Mahinda Rajapaksa. What do these results mean for Sri Lankan politics? And what are the repercussions for India? Watch the big picture at 6:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now on to a focus story for today. It was a tight contest. Ranil Wickremesinghe has edged ahead of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa in the race to the Sri Lankan parliament. His United National Party is on course to become the single largest party in the parliamentary elections by bagging 88 seats. Rajapaksa had initially conceded defeat but later retracted to wait for the official announcement of the results.
With the Sri Lankan election results still incomplete, incumbent Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe declared victory over former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who was looking for a political comeback. Till reports last came in, Wickremesinghe's UNP was locked in a tight contest with the United People's Freedom Alliance. In results for 184 seats, UNP secured 88, edging ahead of the UPFA, who have garnered only 81. Tamil National Alliance was a distant third with 10 seats. Janta Vimukthi Peramuna has 4, and the Elan People's Democratic Party have 1. Earlier in the day, there were reports that former President and the UPFA's candidate for Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa conceded defeat. Later, Rajapaksa's official Twitter account stated that he had not yet received official results fully to accept or concede defeat. However, observers said results for the seats still to be announced are expected to favour Wickremesinghe. President Maithripala Sirisena had vowed not to make Rajapaksa Premier even if his UPFA wins a majority. In such a scenario, a group of Sirisena supporters is likely to join the government led by Wickremesinghe. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now let's understand how this impacts the politics of both India and Sri Lanka, and as well as the entire region. Ashok Shahjahan, former diplomat, now joins us to help us answer those questions. So simply first, how big a result is this for Sri Lanka and the domestic politics over there, and what does this mean for Sri Lankan ties with India?
I think as far as the Sri Lankan politics is concerned, we must keep in mind that even before the elections were held, 1 month before the elections, the President, Mr. Maithripala Sirisena, had stated very categorically that he would not allow Rajapaksa to become the Prime Minister, because there has been a tussle ever since the January 7th elections in which Sirisena defeated Rajapaksa. And so there would have been a constitutional impasse, a constitutional logjam if Rajapaksa had won the elections. So in that sense, I think in Sri Lanka, they must be heaving a sigh of relief that the Wickremesinghe, Ranil Wickremesinghe, has, his party has edged closer, has won more than 50% of the votes. As far as India is concerned, now as you'd be aware that when the elections were held for the presidency earlier this year on January 7th, the relations between India and Sri Lanka under the presidency of Rajapaksa.
Yes.
They had come down significantly because of a variety of reasons. One, of course, one of the main was that he was exaggeratingly moving towards China. So in that context, I think when Wickramasinghe has come in and he has mentioned that the results today are evidence of his sort of clean politics, good governance, transparency, consensual politics. And I think what we have seen also since January till today, that there has been a very decided move to correct relations with China and to strengthen relations with India. The first visit of President Sirisena was to India. The first visit of the Sri Lankan foreign minister was to India. So I think there has been that correction set in motion. So I would think that both for Sri Lankan domestic politics as also for India-Sri Lanka relations, this result forebodes well.
All right, what about the Tamil? They've also come back into the mainstream after the wipeout of the LTTE, and given the fact that there was such a huge humanitarian fallout. In terms of addressing those issues, do you think Sri Lanka is moving forward with, is there a political will now, and do we see those issues being addressed? And as far as the performance of the Tamil parties in this election in Sri Lanka go, how would you rate that?
I think the Tamil parties have, the TNA, Tamil National Alliance, has done well. If you look at, out of the the results are still not declared, but out of the 14 or so seats that are available in North Sri Lanka, I think they have bagged 10, and it is also likely that their tally might go up. If you look at the other areas, whether it is Western Sri Lanka or Central or Colombo, it is basically Ranil Wickramasinghe, his alliance, which has surged forward. It's only in the south of the country that Mahinda Rajapaksa's alliance has done well. Now, as far as the rights to the Tamils and devolution of powers, Wickramasinghe has stated very clearly that Amendment 13 would be implemented, which talks about full devolution of powers to the Tamils. So there are some issues to be resolved in terms of power of the police, of certain commissions, etc. But he stated very clearly, number one, that the Amendment 13 is fully acceptable and will be implemented.
Right.
But in terms of what are the modalities, what is the methodology, that I think is still to be worked out. And I think in the coming months, that should become clearer.
All right, Mr. Sajan, I will leave it over there. But thank you very much for coming in and helping us understand the politics of Sri Lanka so well. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on now onto the American elections, where presidential candidate of the Republicans, Donald Trump, has expanded his controversial comments about immigrants living illegally in the United States. Trump has proposed to raise the minimum wage for H-1B visas in a move to discourage U.S. companies from hiring technology professionals from overseas, including India. Trump argued that raising the minimum wage would force companies to drive IT jobs to unemployed Americans, not to cheaper workers from overseas. Now, a day after the blast outside a temple in Bangkok, Thai authorities released CCTV images of a man they suspect could be the bomber. So far, no one's claimed responsibility for the attack, even as the central Bangkok intersection where the bomb exploded was reopened to traffic.
A day after the deadly bomb attack that killed at least 20 people and left 120 injured, there is a lingering sense of shock in Bangkok. As investigators sifted through the wreckage, suspicions are focused on one man. Seen in this CCTV footage, he's wearing a yellow t-shirt and dark-framed glasses, leaving a large backpack next to the railing outside the shrine.
จากภาพที่ปรากฏนะครับเรายังไม่ปักใจว่าเป็นใครเพราะว่าจากภาพที่ปรากฏนั้นอาจจะเป็นการแปลงใบหน้าหรือตกแต่งหรือแต่งหน้าแต่งตามาเพื่อให้
In a televised address, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha vowed to bring those behind the bomb attack to justice. The Thai government said the Monday's rush hour attack was aimed at destroying the country's economy.
ยังมีบุคคลหรือกลุ่มบุคคลที่มุ่งประสงค์ร้ายต่อประเทศชาติยังมีการเคลื่อนไหวอยู่ ซึ่งอาจจะเป็นการหวังผลทางการเมืองเพื่อทำลายเศรษฐกิจทำลายการท่องเที่ยวหรือด้วยเหตุผลอื่นใดก็ตามรัฐบาลจะเร่งดำเนินการสืบสวน
Despite the assurances, tourists are skeptical. A day after the tragedy, an explosive device was thrown at the busy Sandthorn Pier in Bangkok. Fortunately, it landed in water. Meanwhile, the Thai currency fell to its lowest level in 6 years over concerns that the blast could hit the nation's vital tourism industry. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
For more international stories, time now for Global Buzz. Indonesian rescue workers have reached the crash site of the plane that went down with 54 people on board on Sunday. The teams have recovered bodies from the crash site but haven't found any survivors. The search and rescue staff also found the black box of the plane. Family members are waiting for the bodies of their loved ones to be brought back. Bangladeshi security forces have arrested 3 people, including a UK citizen who is suspected to be the mastermind behind the murders of 2 bloggers, Avijit Roy and Ananta Bijoy Das. Both bloggers were hacked to death earlier this year. Bangladesh's police say the arrested UK citizen has links with a banned militant outfit, the Ansarullah Bangla team. More than 300 emails from Hillary Clinton's private server are to be reviewed to see if they contain classified information. The US State Department identified the emails as it carries out its check on whether they can be released publicly. Clinton's use of private email while Secretary of State for 4 years has sparked a barrage of criticism. And time now for all the sports action in Sports Beat. Leander Paes and his Swiss partner Stan Wawrinka rallied from a set down to beat Kevin Anderson and Jeremy Chardy in a hard-fought first-round clash at the Cincinnati Masters. The Indo-Swiss combination took time to settle down before scripting a 1-6, 6-1, 10-6 win. They will face 8-seed Canadian-American team of Vasek, Pospisil and Jack Sock in the second round. Atletico Bilbao completed a shock upset of Barcelona on Monday night to hoist the Spanish Super Cup 5-1 on aggregate. This is their first trophy since 1984. Lionel Messi and Aritz Aduriz traded goals for a 1-1 draw, but this is not enough for Barcelona to overcome its disastrous first leg last week when they conceded 4 goals. After spending 10 months in jail for killing his girlfriend, South African Paralympian Oscar Pistorius is expected to be released from prison on Friday. Pistorius was sentenced to 5 years in prison in October 2014. On Valentine's Day 2013, Pistorius had fired 4 shots at what he thought was an intruder in his house, but was actually his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Well, that's all from us. Goodbye.